Hi, welcome to Nanny's Country Treasures. If you're new here, I'm Joanna. I'm glad you stopped by. In this video, we're going to be working with wood slices. So let's get crafty. Okay, so let's start with these wood rounds. I got a pack of assorted, and these came from Hobby Lobby in the his and hers wedding section. They usually go on sale every other week, or at least once a month. Some I did get in the wood shop or the wood section as well, and they go 50% off on $4.99 and up, I believe it is. I'm not sure. But anyways, you can try to order these on Amazon, but you really need assorted, not the same size. So this is why I get them at Hobby Lobby. But anyway, I'm going to take my miter shears and I am going to trim the bottom of this, and then I'm going to trim the top of this. And if you're going to do this as a hanger, I want mine to sit up on my tier tray. If you want to do it as a Christmas ornament, then you do not have to clip the bottom. But I did just because I want mine to stand up. And then I'm going to clip the other one so that they have a better, just a bigger place for them to have glue so they stick better. Now I'm just going to sand them just a little bit. And then this is wood hot glue. I get it at Hobby Lobby, but I have a link in my description as well if you don't want to go anywhere. But I just glue those two together, and I am going to take this skewer that I get. I think it's a skewer, shish kebab stick, whatever you want to call the darn thing. It's a little stick, okay? And I'm going to paint it orange with my orange chalk paint. Then I'm going to take these scissors that I get these at the Dollar Tree in the spring section at that time. And I'm just going to cut them, and then I'm going to paint the end where I cut it. Now, I am going to take my paint marker. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. It's okay. It works. And I'm just going to draw my little face on. It's just a simple little face. And then I am going to take my nose, try not to burn myself, and glue this thing down. I use detailed glue guns, so that helps. And then I've got this piece of fabric. It's kind of thick. It probably came from an old shirt. I save everything, but this strip was a little too wide for me, so I just cut a piece off. And then I'm going to take this piece and use it for the scarf, and I'm just going to take glue and tack it to the back so that I know it's not going to go anywhere when I'm trying to flip this around to tie the little doohickey on the front of the scarf. You know what I mean. Now I'm just going to glue everything down after I fray the ends. I'm just pulling strings off to make it look frayed, and then I'm going to tack it down with glue. I get ahead of myself sometimes, y'all. But that's okay. Now I am going to give him some little earmuffs. I've had this wire I bought at the Dollar Tree. I've had it for no telling how long, but you can find wire in craft stores or the Dollar Tree or wherever. And I'm just going to cut a piece to fit around his little head. And then I am going to tack that down with glue and then glue my pom-poms to his head. Now I'm going to take my black paint pen and I'm just going to add the dots for the buttons. You can use real buttons or embellish it however you want to. Mine stands up, but if you want to hang it, glue jute or whatever to the back. Now I'm going to make this cute little bear. I seen this on Pinterest and I thought it was just darling. Some of these wood slices I did get in the Christmas part at Hobby Lobby. Some, like I said, in the wedding section and some in the wood section. You just need various sizes. Now I'm going to take my pieces and I'm going to put my ears where they need to go. And this other one is just to hold it. And I'm going to mark where they will be sitting. And then I'm going to do that same thing for the snout or face or nose, whatever you want to call it. And I am going to now use my pencil. I'm looking for the picture. And I'm going to draw my eyes. I am using the picture that I seen on Pinterest, and I'm just drawing my eyes on here with a pencil first in case I mess up because it can be erased, but that's what I'm doing before I start painting it in. Okay, now I'm going to, before I glue anything down to make it bulky, put my face on. I'm using this furniture marker from the Dollar Tree. I love these things for a lot of purposes. But anyways, I'm just taking it and I'm going to color in what I drew. You can paint this on if you feel comfortable doing that. You can use paint pens. I just personally like this marker. And being that it's on this wood, it's kind of rough, so it really doesn't matter. It was only $1 if I get the end of it messed up. So that's what I'm using. Now, how cute is it becoming? Okay, so now I am going to take, and I almost started it with a marker, but I'm going to sketch on the ears. And glad I did because I messed up. But anyway, now I'm going to go over it, and I'm just using my Sharpie because I want it to have a skinnier line than that marker. And now I'm going to take my paint pen. I get these from Walmart, and it's a very fine tip paint pen, and I'm just going to put the dots on the eyes. Now I'm going to use another furniture marker, and I believe it is mahogany. It's just a dark brown, and I'm going to go inside the black line just a little bit to give it a little more color, and then I'll eventually add pink, and you'll see that in just a little bit. So this is where the pink comes in. Okay, I'm going to take, this is chalk. I love using chalk sometimes to put my cheeks in and all that. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put it on. Then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to rub it in and blend it just a little. And then that's that. Now I'm going to do the same for the ears. And when I blended, I covered up my brown just a little. And I'm going to take a baby wipe and wipe it down. Now, it looks a little funny after it gets wet, I will admit, but when it dries, it looks just fine. Now, I am going to take my legs, and I'm going to be drawing his paws on. And again, this is not from my little brain. I am looking at a picture on my phone, okay? So, but anyways, I'm just going to draw these on, and then we'll go from there. Now that all four paws have the initial drawing on, I'm just going to take a fine tip Sharpie, and I'm going to draw a little mark, like a apostrophe, on each one to make the little toenails and just give it a little more interest and detail. Now it is time to assemble my bear. So I want mine to stand up. And I got these chunky blocks, so it should stand up fine, providing I glue them on right. So that's why I'm doing this, and I'm going to carefully lay it down, and I'm going to mark where my legs are going to be glued down. That way I don't, mess it up, because I can't glue it standing up. So this is the best way that I knew how to do it. And so I'm just going to attach my little legs this way, and I'm kind of pointing my feet outward some, just so, it looks like it's, I don't know. I think that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the feet should be out. And I wanted the head on the body, okay? So I glued it down, and then when I went to put my front or my top paws on or whatever, it did not fit very well because I wanted them closer in the middle. So I had to end up taking the head off, but that's okay. I got it in the long run. So I'm gluing my little front paws down. And then I am going to attach the head. So I can't get it on there. I don't want it on there because I'm going to put a scarf around his neck. And I didn't want it, lagging over the paws. So I'm going to take my miter shears and I'm going to cut these top and bottom down. So now I have two flat surfaces, and I'm just going to add my glue and put those together. And again, this is Surebonder wood glue sticks. I'll have a link in my description box for you. Now I am going to glue the little nose on, and then I will glue the ears on. And I have my line, so that helps me to know where the ears go. If you have Facebook, go over there and join my Facebook group, Nanny's Country Treasures. And if you make any of my projects, I would love to see them over there. And it's just a nice place to share ideas and interact with one another on somewhat of a more personal level. But anyways, I'd love to have you. So I am going to add a scarf to this guy, and I kind of wanted a fuzzy little scarf, but this was just too plain for me. So I go back to the fabric. Y'all have seen me rip fabric, and I'm going to put this on just like I did the snowman in the previous clip. Same thing, just wrapping it around, gluing it, and tying it. Okay, because of his feet, this little booger was giving me a hard time. So I'm just going to start in the front and glue it down, and then I'm going to tack it in the back, and then I'm going to come back around to the front, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to tack it right there. Then I'm going to take my fabric, and I'm going to tie a fat knot in there, just not real tight, just a loose knot, and then I'm going to take that knot and I'm going to cock it sideways and glue it down. I frayed the ends again and pulled some strings out, and I'm just going to start tacking it down with glue and making it look the way that I want it to look on there. And there's my little bear. Ain't he cute? And I made a little piggy for a friend, and I hope she likes it. Anyways, here we go with another ornament, okay? I am just going to take white chalk paint, and I'm going to take one of these wood slices. Almost said plank. That is not a plank, it's a slice. And I'm just going to take my chalk paint, and I'm going to go around, not going all the way out to the edge. I want a little edge of wood. And I'm just going to be painting the front of one of these discs. So now I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw my face on. This is going to be a snowman. It did take one coat of paint, but that was using chalk paint. I don't know if acrylic would be one coat or two. But anyways, I'm just going to put my face on and then paint it in. Now I'm going to draw the nose on, and then I'm going to take my orange Sharpie and color that in. And the reason I did my nose last is because I wanted to draw the face so that I knew how big and where to place my nose. Now that my nose is on, I'm going to take my chalk and I'm going to draw my little rosy cheeks and blend those in. Now I'm going to take my fine tip paint pen and draw the little dots for his eyes and give him some character. I am going to take my black fine tip paint pen and I'm going to add some detail to his nose. And then I'm going to turn him over and I'm going to add the jute string to the back so that he can hang. I made another one that was a gingerbread, and I just drew the face on from a picture I seen online and used puffy paint to make the white icing. Now this next one is easy peasy. I'm just taking one of these ornaments that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby. It's just a rusted snowflake, and I am just going to be painting this white, leaving the edge. And then when I get that painted, I am going to set that aside to let it dry. Then I'm going to take another one while the white one is drying, and I'm going to do the same with black chalk paint. Okay, now I just left the edge on both of these, as you see, and I am going to be applying this metal star to one of them, but first I need to dry both of them really good with my heat gun. Okay, now I am just going to take hot glue and I'm just going to attach the star right to this white ornament, and it is so pretty. I could have put it on the wood, but painting it white made it pop more, I do believe. And I'm just going to grab a piece of jute, tie a knot in it, and glue that to the back so that it can hang. Now on this one, I'm just going to take my paint pen and I'm just going to paint on this. You can paint on these. If they're like sanded down, you can add vinyl to these. You can add napkins and Mod Podge them on these to decorate them. You can add stickers to decorate them and go over those with Mod Podge. There are a lot of things that you can do with these wood slices. I am just giving you a few ideas. The words that you can write on these are, you know, joy, Mary, mercy, grace, peace, snow. You know, there are lots of ideas. You can Google and just Google, you know, winter words or Christmas words, and you can come up with several that way, or on your own. You can personalize these with names. You can put your family's names on them. You can do all kinds of things with these wood slices, but these are very rough wood slices, so you have to make sure that you sand them down, or, you know, put Mod Podge coating on first or something like that. These are just some ideas that you can do, and I'm just showing you to inspire you to create your own. And this is what it turned out like, and I didn't want y'all to have to suffer through watching me paint. And I used a red paint marker to do the berries. And this is what they all look like, and I am in love with each and every one, but the bear is my absolute favorite. If you like this video, please be like my grandson and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and become part of my YouTube family. Once you do that, you can ring that bell and be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. And remember, you are a blessing.